how we as a nation view the world and where we want our nation to go. The future is not for the faint-hearted. So we have to redirect our thoughts and redirect our energy into a way that's going to make our world a better place. And we have to not only live for the moment, but we have to live for our future. And we have to think about where we want to go in the field of education. And tonight we're talking about STEM education. And we're going to leave you with that as food for thought for right now. And we're going to take a brief pause and listen to a word from our sponsors. I'm your host, Buffie Williams, and you're listening to the New Heights Show on Education, the New Heights Educational Group.
Right now, you might be struggling through your classes or even failing them. You might be worried that you may not finish high school. There might have even been a thought that you may not be smart enough. Well, the New Heights Educational Group begs to differ. We not only think you are smart enough, but with our help, you will complete your high school diploma. The New Heights Educational Group strives to improve your academic success through its tutoring services. To learn more, please visit newheightseducation.org and contact us. New Heights Educational Group, educational resources to help reach your goals.
This podcast is brought to you by Silicon Valley High School, the world's fastest growing, video-based, self-paced, teacher-supported, fully accredited online school that's recommended by more than 96% of students. Take individual courses at just $95 each, or earn your high school diploma at any age. Check us out at svhs.co.
Welcome back. This is your host, Buffie Williams, and you're listening to the New Heights Educational Group, the New Heights Show on Education. And tonight's topic is STEM education. And we just talked about, kind of my experiences with STEM education and some of the conferences that I've been to in the past, and the McWane Science Center up in Birmingham, Alabama, that kind of explores math and science, and also a particular conference that educates teachers in the field of mathematics. And we talked about how the quote from Ronald Reagan that the future does not belong to the faint-hearted, but belongs to the brave. And we have to be brave about where we're going as far as our nation is concerned, and we have to do what we can for our students in order to set them up for success. But also, our New Heights Educational Group has a partner that recognizes STEM education, and it's Learn, Play, Connect, and it's a free mathematics course for and resource for teachers and homeschoolers that is available today on the New Heights Educational Group website. And also, the CEO, or the person that is responsible for creating the Learn, Play, Connect, is Craig Hain, and that's Craig Hain. And Erica Hansen, my fellow host, has interviewed him twice in the past. So if you have not had an opportunity to listen to that particular radio show or podcast from my New Heights educational host, Erica Hansen, I encourage you to listen to that as well. And also, I wanted to talk a little bit about the U.S. Department of Education. Of course, my resource there is going to be ed.gov. They also have information regarding where the Department of Education is going with STEM education, and they're looking at science, technology, engineering, math, and they also want to include computer science in that particular area. And all of these curriculums are on the rise, and it has been increasingly complex for the world to provide what is needed as far as problem solving with our old structure. And so these particular areas focus, of course, the science, technology, engineering, and math also incorporate fluency within the STEM fields and essentials that will be needed by our children. And one of their focuses is that your zip code should not determine your STEM fluency. And so they've funneled money into programs that are designed to educate students from across every socio-economic background so that STEM education is accessible. And one of the strategies that they have is America's Strategy for STEM Education. And in 2008, they set out for the next 5 years a plan of a vision for our future in STEM education to provide high quality STEM education and STEM literacy, to include innovation and employment. And this was kind of like an urgent call from the U.S. Department of Education, and what their plan is to increase the numbers of persons interested in the science, math, technology, engineering, and math and computer science areas. And the Office of Science and Technology has issued a progress report based on that, from the federal implications of the STEM education strategic plan. And some of the partners in that, as you would naturally probably assume, are career, adult, and technical education, elementary and secondary education, post-secondary education, educational technology, and so on, and also federal student aid. And of course, they have to have a way to evaluate, so the Office of Planning, Evaluation, and Policy Development. But those are just to name a few. But what their plan is to promote science, technology, and engineering, and math and STEM education, with a particular focus on computer science, to foster educational excellence and ensure equal access. So as a part of that, the U.S. Department of Education, under this current administration, has reported, now this is from ed.gov, that STEM investments in 2019, they invested nearly $540 million to support science, technology, engineering, and math education. And 100 million of those funds were projected to focus directly on the computer science area. And so the department has a vast range of funding opportunities that range from, Native American, serving non-tribal institutions, college-assisted migrant programs, gaining early access and readiness for undergraduate programs through particular grants, and then educational research grants, and of course, the Perkins Innovation and Modernization Grant. And also to include, and the list goes on, but I also want to, of course, have a soft spot for the TRIO program. So they have the TRIO program, and I spoke about that in one of my former shows, the Upward Bound Math and Science program, that directly targets first generation and low income students. And so all of these initiatives are designed to increase the number of students who are interested in math, science, and technology. And also cybersecurity is another thing that falls under that umbrella, and which they have additional resources to be able to encourage students to invest in STEM education. And on the website of ed.gov, they also have an opportunity for you to sign up for the U.S. Department of Education STEM newsletter. And they also have other resources where you can actually RSVP to listen to early learning STEM math videos if you're in the teaching education system and you want to be able to live stream STEM education briefings so that you know where STEM education is going. You can RSVP for that. And also, the administration has been tasked with recruiting and retaining 100,000 STEM teachers within the next 10 years. And so for those of you out there who are thinking about a career change or thinking about whether or not you should stay within the math, science, and technology or computer science area, we're definitely going to need. Their goal is to retain and recruit 100,000 STEM teachers in the next 10 years. So that's an avenue for you. And they also want to look at family engagement in STEM. And so thinking about STEM education and where STEM science, technology, engineering, and math is going, they've also added the A, which is for the arts. And so it's now called STEAM, art supporting STEM. So they have that particular program as well. So other federal agencies that may be helpful if you're looking at STEM is also NASA. You know that they have science programs in the summertime that students can participate in, and also the Smithsonian. And so I want to encourage you, if you're thinking about the science, math, and technology and engineering area, to look up these resources and also look at the resource for the Center for Education Reform that also has information. But if you are trying to encourage your child to be more interested in science, math, and technology, of course, you can start by letting them know that the world needs them and we need them to be concerned about our future and where our country is going, and we want to prepare as many students as we can. We know that we'll need people in all areas, but there has been a projection that there will be an uptick in the economy and in the workforce for students in these particular areas. And so if you have not been able to pull all of that together, we have the art supporting STEM programs, and we also have science, technology, engineering, math, including computer science, and definitely cyber technology is going to be very important within the next 10 years. And so not only are we going to need our students to be focused in that area, we're also going to need parents to be supportive and seek out these resources for their for their children, and we're going to need teachers to be trained in these particular areas and support the students within this field. And so I hope that this show on STEM education has been a resource for you. And again, it is not my specialty, but I do have an appreciation for the science, technology, engineering, and math, and computer science and cybersecurity area. But I want to thank you again for following me and for posting your comments on YouTube. I am delighted to have so many new followers. So whichever social media you are comfortable with, I welcome you to join us here on Tuesday nights with the New Heights Educational Group, the New Heights Show on Education. And I just want to just take a brief moment and let you know that I appreciate your dedication to the show. I appreciate your support on social media and your encouraging words that you give me, because this is truly a passion project for me and I enjoy every moment of it. So I hope that you enjoyed the show.
We hope that you join us next week.
That's our time, and you have been listening to the New Heights Show on Education. I'm your host, Buffie Williams. If you like what you've heard, search for us on your smart speaker and listen to us anytime. Thank you for listening. Good night. Until we meet again next Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we discuss next week's topic. Enjoy expanded content